Hey Sagittarius, it's Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading. These are general readings. Take what works, leave what doesn't. As with everything in life. If I don't catch your wavelength on this one, check your other major placements. What on earth? Check your other major placements. I'm not taking any of that because it's like 20 cards, so I'm sorry. Anyway, yeah. So I'm starting off with those Oracle decks, Moonology and Work Your Light. And then we're going to move on to a more traditional reading with the Tarot of Mystical Moments. Oh my God. These cards are so wanting to talk, Sagittarius. You have some stuff that you are eager to talk about. Okay, and if you haven't already, please do hit that subscribe button. It makes me happy and it helps other people find the channel. Yes, I should say so. We have share your voice here. Yes, it definitely seems to be what the deck was wanting to do, was to share, wanted to talk about so much. Finally, like a dam bursting, share your voice, come out of the cave, persecution, expression. You've been hiding yourself away, Sagittarius. You haven't been talking about something. You have been withholding, keeping something back, keeping something private, keeping to yourself. And this is like, hey, stop depriving the world of your truth, of your story, of your personality and what you have to offer. I mean, there's time to be private. So it's not like you've been doing anything wrong. It's just saying that, now might be a time to consider talking about it, sharing something, sharing your novel, your new book with the world, sharing your new work of art with the world. It might be time to consider that. Maybe the world needs what you have to offer. Come out of your cave. It wasn't wrong to be in your cave. You needed to be in your cave. So, okay, we'll come out of the blanket fort and share with us what you want to share. I mean, you seem kind of eager here. So we also have one of those really nice clear cards, a yes or no card. So get your yes or no question ready. Think about it. What do you want to hear? A yes or no. So sharing your voice, sharing parts of yourself. Are you ready for that? The answers you need are coming. Well, not only that, the things you want to share are coming. Maybe you have to ask and then the answer comes. So full moon in Gemini, full communication. Well, yes, these are both very clearly about communicating. This is the answers you need are coming can also be about just the things we create with our words, creating with our words, the magic of our words, the way that our words can affect people around us, the way we can communicate, and it changes our reality. It changes how we live and how people interact with us. It can change a lot. So the answers you need are coming could also be about communication, changing things, communication, bringing clarity to things. There's some sort of truth that may be coming out. It may be your own truth. So sharing your voice and the answers you need are coming. There's a lot of, there could be two-way communication. We're seeing that, of course, with the Gemini twins there. Two-way communication. Both giving and receiving information that maybe you've been withholding for a while and you'd like to share. So now moving on to our yes or no answer. We got no, wait, pause, postpone, say no. So in my experience, this card is not necessarily no forever. It's just no for right now. Just put a hold on that. Just hold off. I don't know this is like you coming out of your cave to say no to somebody. You coming out of your cave to say I need to pause this. You finally communicating a no. You finally communicating a pause. Or, it's hard to see this as what I want to say is you need to come out of your cave, but not right now. Or plan for this communication. The answers you need are coming. You're going to be sharing something more openly, but maybe it needs to be postponed. But it was so eager to come out. Maybe this is something else. Maybe this is something you know more about than I know more about, right? You formulated your question and the answer is no or postpone. There's obstacles. It's difficult. It's almost it's not necessarily you don't need to take action. It's almost yeah, you can take all the action you want, but you got a giant mountain and a storm in the way. There's just some other things going on right now that aren't going to let you move forward. That doesn't mean you don't follow your intuition and communicate when you need to communicate. It just means that, the answers you need are coming, but maybe not right away. And maybe the answer is no. But you still have an obligation, I almost want to say, to communicate what you want to communicate who you are, because you're here as a sacred being with your own messages, with your own truth, with your own experience, with your own story, and you need to communicate that, or be that, or be open about something. The answer may be no, but and prepare for that. Understand that could be the case of. You're going to put yourself out there, and the world may not be ready, or the situation may not necessarily be ready for you yet. That doesn't release you of the obligation to be true to who you are. Because who knows, maybe you're the first seed, or the first, hit someone hears about a certain idea or a certain concept, and they need about 3 or 4 to start getting used to this new idea or something, and you're just one of those. So they may say no to you, but it may help them later on connect some dots or something. But the postpone too, that's also really important to know. It's no for now, not no forever, but no for now. It's interesting because this seems to be share your voice. It seems to be like it's time to communicate something, and then the answer is no. You would think if it was time to communicate something, that means the answer must be yes. But this is saying, like, I think you just have to communicate it, and the answers may be postponed, or the reply may be postponed, or the conversation may go extremely slowly. There might be some postponements. The flight of the communication may get delayed or canceled, and you have to get on a later flight. But you're still communicating who you are, and you're still moving forward and putting communicating something true about yourself. Even if it gets postponed, that's really not your job or your business to figure out how it's going to be received. I mean, we want to make things as receivable as possible, but we're not in the end responsible for how other people receive our truth, or however other people respond to us. It looks like the response will come, but it may be postponed. All right, Sagittarius, this is your past, your present, your inner landscape. What's the issue, your environment, your to-do list, and your possible outcome. Okay. Overall gist of the reading, we have slow movement forward, and choices and decisions in your environment. Someone else got the Lover's card in the environment too. In your recent past, we have the Chariot. So she depicts a chariot, and Wellstein depicts a chariot as a slow-moving energy. It is organized. There's been a lot of growth here. Things have come together, but it is overall slow-moving. Other decks would depict this as a fast-moving energy, but this is more a slow, plodding growth. Her chariot is slow. That's how she understands this card. So we're looking at this card. We're going somewhere. But it's not fast, and it involves a lot of personal growth, a lot of bits of understanding coming together. I mean, the spiral shape to me is all about the cycles of our life, and we all have certain patterns or certain issues that we have to deal with repeatedly, again and again and again. And the hope is that each time we deal with, an issue of communication, an issue around feeling entitled to say what we want, or something like that, or an issue around listening to what other people want, depending on where you fall on that. We've grown, and we know how to deal with that better, and we know how to deal with that issue, and we understand that we can grow because we've grown in the past. But this is going towards something, manifesting something in reality, but it's been going really slowly. Things have come together. It's not that you're missing a bunch of pieces to this puzzle or anything. It's just the movement is slow. It's organized. It's going somewhere. It has a direction. It has direction. It has guidance. But there is a sense of moving towards something. But Yeah, slow and steady, slow and steady. In your current situation, I feel like you want some faster energy. Your current situation is your Queen of Swords here. This is you're looking to the future. The queens are all about their own personal journey and their own the internal landscape, the inner universe, right? So the Queen of Swords, she can be a little sharp. She can come off a little bitchy. She can be a little sharp, but she's just very focused. She's just very focused on what she thinks, what she wants to communicate. This is share your voice, and this is share your voice. And it's just really focused. She doesn't have time or energy or even enough focus to sit there and pussyfoot around with what she wants to say, what she's actually thinking. This is someone who, male or female, who knows what they're thinking, who's very clear, and very clearly knows what they want, what they're thinking, and how to communicate. They can come off as a little abrupt, but it's not intentional. She's in the reverse, then we got some other issues going on here. But in the upright here, it's just some abrupt, blunt communication about someone's truth, someone's own truth. You don't necessarily even have to agree with it. It doesn't even have to be, or the other person doesn't agree with it. If this is you, I kind of think this is you because we have share your voice. And that's basically what this is. Sharing your unique voice and perspective, sharing your perspective here. And it's very, very direct and clear. It's just, this is my perspective. And you're going to do with it what you want to do with it. As we were already talking here, your job is to share your perspective and your idea. I mean, you can fluff it a little bit more than the Queen of Swords typically does, but you have a clear vision, you know what you think, sharing it. Sharing what you think, and come what may. That's not your job, is to finesse how the world receives it. Your job is to share what you have to share, your truth. In your hopes, fears, we have Four of Cups. So hopes, fears, inner landscape. The Four of Cups at its core is an offer and a non-acknowledgement of that offer. This can be a pattern we've already seen patterns of relating and patterns of movement. This can be a pattern that we're breaking, wanting to break free of some sort of, yes, okay, this little goose offers this umbrella all the time, and I don't really need it right now. I don't really want it right now. I don't want it anymore. I'm fine. I don't need it. So that's one reading of this card. The other reading of this card is in your hopes or fears, is hoping and longing for some sort of offering of protection, somebody to help out with, even if it is incomplete, even if it's not the most perfect offering in the world, still wanting that. There's also a sense of, how is someone going to receive this offering? Oh yes, here we go. Yeah, I'm seeing it now. You're offering some, this is all about communication. All of it so far. It's about communication. Maybe you've thought about it for a long time. You've grown, you've developed it. Now you're ready to communicate something very clearly, and you're worried about how it's going to be received. Is anyone even going to acknowledge it? Because you're going to have to wait for answers. So you may not get an answer right away. You may send someone a really clear message that you've thought about for a long time, and now you're ready to talk about it. And what if they don't answer? What if they don't reply? What if they don't even acknowledge it? What if it just goes back to the same pattern it's always been before? So I feel like you're offering something, you're communicating something here, and you're very worried about how it's going to be received. Is it going to be rejected? Are you communicating something that you've communicated in the past, right? We've got the cycles here. But this time, you're communicating it differently. You're communicating it much more directly, much more clearly. Is the result going to be the same as it's been in the past? Is it going to be rejected again? Is it going to be, how is it going to be received? Or is it going to be received at all? This is all about an offering, and I see you bringing sort of a well thought out offering, possibly repeated offering again here. As a metaphor, I'm seeing someone who keeps submitting their novel for publication, or keeps auditioning for something, and you're getting better and you're getting better, and now you're much more clear. You've, like, as a metaphor, you've edited this, You now are very, it's half as long as it was the last time you sent it in, but you're still worried the result is going to be the same. It's going to be this offering isn't going to be received well, even though you've honed it, you've sharpened it, you've figured out what you want to say and how you want to say it, and you figured out a lot of things here. But how is it going to be received? Ugh. You're very nervous about that, I feel like. In your, what's at issue here is this reverse Six of Wands. So Six of Wands in the upright would be having a success and having your community benefit and enjoy your success, having people around you that are cheering you on and happy for your success. So Six of Wands could be not being successful. You haven't been successful so far in this communication. It's caused a lot of growth, but you still haven't been successful. It could be being very private about your success, maybe not allowing other people to support you, or not getting the support or the feedback or even the mentor or the teacher that you need to help hone this communication. Not having that support, not having that feedback. Well, Six of Wands, I mean, a lot of times when we communicate something and we put something out there, we don't get immediate feedback, it is terrifying. It's a little bit terrifying to put something out there and not get okay, what does the world think about this? Oh my gosh, what does the world think about this? So this is all about communication and having not heard back yet. So you may not be feeling very supported in your success, or you might be not talking about it. And not getting any feedback on something, or not even telling people that you're trying to do something, which is a totally valid way to go. But that could be part of your fears, is just not feeling well supported. And you're either not feeling very successful and you're feeling a sense of humiliation about that. Maybe you did tell a bunch of people and now you're not successful, and it feels like a public non-success, a public failure. Or you you're hoping for success, but you haven't reached out to anybody for support or anything like that, possibly due to fears of failure and fears of a public humiliation with this. Like, what if this doesn't work out? But I do see a possibility that you haven't heard back from anyone, you haven't gotten feedback, you don't know what your community thinks or what the other players in the situation think yet. In your environment, you have the Lovers here. So this could be, about love, but this could also be about, the Lovers to me is about choices and decisions. What do we do? How do we live our lives? Do we go towards what resonates with us, what makes us come alive, even if it's unconventional, even if it's a little weird, even if it doesn't make any logical sense whatsoever? Or do we go with what we can explain, go with the logical thing, go with what is expected of us? So there's a choice here of either doing something very unconventionally, but it really resonates with you. It's not unconventional for unconventional sake. It's something that actually resonates with you and makes you feel alive and makes you feel really good. Or are you going to do something the way it's supposed to be done? Are you going to, date someone who thrills you but is very inconvenient or not really what your family of origin was expecting of you? Or are you going to date someone that is exactly what they're expecting of you, but they do nothing for you? So there's some sort of choice or decision in your environment, in the 3D physical world. There's some sort of choice or decision you need to make about between moving towards something you love or moving towards something that's more logical and reasonable. So that's what the Lovers card means to me. Ooh, one of my favorites. In your current situation, this reading is it has this resonance. And I talk about, does it resonate with you, and that kind of, are you feeling the vibe of this, right? But within this whole reading, it is all about communication. It's all about communication and communicating something, and it just keeps repeating over and over and over again. We have Queen of Swords, all about communication, some sort of, and just, yeah, from the very beginning, this has all been about communicating. So your to-do list is 8 of Wands, communication. I love this card so much, all of these umbrellas. It's a fast-moving card. It's a quick-moving card, and it is all about communication and all about intuitive, fast-moving communication, having some sort of direction and moving towards it. very quickly, really understanding the whole dynamics here, you know, wind, air, all of that. I'm talking here, expelling air. So it's all communication, communication, communication. And this is the communication card. It sits right underneath our Queen of Swords, who knows what she thinks, and now it's time to communicate it. And then we have this one about communication. We have full moon in Gemini, also about communication. We have some sort of pause here. It looks like maybe you haven't heard back. You put something out there and you haven't heard back. But this is, you're looking to communicate, and it moves things forward. Communicate in a way that really moves things forward, that gives direction to a situation. And this is, you know, she's basically sailing on communication, sailing on talking and the hot air we produce when we talk. She's moving with it. It's going fast. So it's time for you to communicate. I don't think I've ever seen a reading that, come what may. I mean, it's just like, it may not be responded to very well. You may not feel well supported. You may not hear back for a while, but your job is to communicate. And maybe they didn't get it. Maybe you need to clarify something. Maybe, you know, because there's a whole learning experience going on here about getting better, growing through this all, and learning more and learning better ways to communicate. But your job, your to-do list is communicate, looking for an opportunity, looking for an opening to share your story, share your truth. You know it. You know your truth now, and now it's time to share it and bring it into the world. Where you're going, we have a knight here. Libra, I think, got this one too. We have a knight here. Knight of Cups, heartfelt communication. Yep, our knights are nothing but communication and movement. And here we have a heart, we have heartstrings being plucked, being pulled. So is this a communication about love? Is someone confessing your love? Possibly. Is just someone sharing something true that's on their heart, that's part of who they are, that's a core part of who they are? Yeah, I mean, this is about a heartfelt communication. It could be with anybody in any situation, but this is where you're going, is some sort of heartfelt communication. So yeah, fascinating. Reading about, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 5 cards about communication. And then we have 3 cards about some sort of glitch in that communication. I don't know which one to take here. We're going to take this one. Your path is before you now. Even if you sometimes lack confidence to trust in the path that you are upon, know this: you cannot miss your destiny. I shall guide your feet and inspire your heart to keep you true to your rightful divine life path. Trust me, trust yourself, take your journey now. I mean, again, we've got a now card. I mean, use your own discretion, but we've got your to-do list. We've got share your voice, it's time. There's a lot of time, something about timing here. So trust me, trust yourself. And I also like this, being true to your rightful divine path, being true to your truth. All right, Sagittarius, I hope that was helpful for you, and I hope you have a great week.